Hey all, welcome back to my channel ServiceNow Training and Placement. To continue our JavaScript series, today I am going to discuss about the function in JavaScript. A very important topic. Anybody who is working in the development scope should knowing the function very well. Okay, so watch this video full till the end, and if you have not subscribed the channel yet, please do subscribe. First, what is a function? Function is a block of reusable code that keeps the code clean, reusable and easy to maintain. Like if you are writing too much of code without managing it through the function, your code will get messy and you will see some failure in the output. Okay, so first, how to create a function? A very simple syntax: write function, then name of the function. Let's suppose I'm taking my function, and what this function will do, this will print hello world. So I have created a function and I am now trying to run this. In the right hand side you will see there is no output, because anytime if you want the output from a function, you have to call that function first. Okay, so if I call here, now it is showing the output as an hello world. Fine. The second thing is parameter. We can pass the parameters in the functions to make the function dynamic and more useful. Let's suppose I am creating another function called get sum. So sorry, what this function will do, this function will store the sum of two value, and these two value are the a comma b. So if I wanted to get the sum of two value, I have to call this function 100 and 200. If I'm storing this sum in a variable called result and try to print the result, sorry, now what will happen? As per your understanding, this should give the 100 plus 200, 100 plus 200, 300, but here it is coming as an undefined. Why this is coming as an undefined? Because we have not used any return statement. So if I write it here, return, if you have not written any return statement, then it will return a default value, okay, which could be undefined or NaN, not a number. Okay, so now if I have given the return statement, this function will stop executing at the line number 6 and return a value to the function where it is get called. So there is two use of return function. So any function, if you wanted to return a value, should use with return statement. One, use it immediately, terminate, and return a value where it get called. Okay, so lot many people get confused with the return statement, so you have to keep this in mind. So now I am running this function with a return statement. This time it is getting me 300 as an output. Now let's create a function in our ServiceNow scope, like which is pretty much similar to ServiceNow functionality. So I have taken a use case here. Let's suppose get the incident count assigned to a user. Okay, let me reduce the size of the screen. This is good. Let's suppose I'm creating a function called get assigned incident. And here I am passing a parameter called user society. Okay, and what this function will return, it will count the assigned incident. Let me go to the incident table dot list. Let's suppose David Lu, show matching. Okay, so it is having 9 incident assigned to this person David Lu. Okay, so how this function will get the count? So for getting the count, we have two popular classes in ServiceNow. One is the glide aggregate, which is the best practice and recommended, and other is the glide record. Using the glide record as well, you can get the count, but I'm going with the glide aggregate. So let's suppose I have taken where gr equals to new glide aggregate, and which table? It should be incident. Now we have to add query, and in the query, what should I compare this? Assign to value, assigned, and this will to should be matching with this the user society. This is an parameter. Now enter. Thereafter we need to get the aggregate of count while gr dot next count should be now here I should be using the add aggregate, and here gr dot get aggregate. Which aggregate should I get? The count. Okay, now our function is completed, but we have to return this count. Okay, if I say where result, or I'll say total equals to get assigned incident. Okay, but here we have to pass an argument as well. Okay, we have to pass the sys id. Let's suppose I am passing the sys id of the logged in user, so it should be gs dot get user id. So currently the logged in user is the admin, and if I run the script, total assigned incident to user is 0 because this admin user is not having any incident in his queue. But in place of, if I pass the sys id of this user called David Lu, so I have to go here, So now the 9 is coming because this person is having 9 incident in his queue. So that's how we create a function in ServiceNow, and we have to use. We have also seen like the use of the return statement, how we pass the parameter and how we pass the argument, and how to call a function. Now the last topic in this video is the function inside a function. Let me explain through an example like how we can call a function within the function. Let's suppose there is a main function which will process the incident. So I have created a function called process incident, and there is two parameter, state and active. Okay, so if I am calling this function, let's suppose I have created a variable called status equals to process incident. No, sorry, this is a variable, and js dot print. I'll clear each and everything, guys. Wait for a moment. So ideally, whatever this function is returning, this should come here and print the status. But what I want is this function do not directly return anything. It is again calling a function called get status with the same parameter active. So now the return value of this function will not directly come through this, but this main function will get execute and it will call another function which is the get status, guys. Okay, so now here I am creating another function, function get status, and with different parameter like state value or is active. So it will check if something is state stat, spelling is correct. Okay, state value triple equals to 7 and is active equals to false. Then it will say closed, else, or we can write directly return incident is open. Okay, so now what will happen, let me bring everything in one frame. Okay, so when we are calling this process incident, let's suppose we are giving 7 and false. So what will happen now, this 7 and false will come here. Okay, thereafter it will get fixed into this 7 false here, and this function will execute. Whatever return statement this function will give, this will come here, and thereafter you will be able to access it. So if I run this script, you will get incident is closed because this function, this condition is getting true. If I am writing some other value here, 8 or false something, this time it is giving me incident is open. So this is a basic example how you can call a function within the function, and these things is really used in whenever you are doing coding. So I thought to include this as well. Okay, so that's all, guys. This is all from this function video. Hope you have enjoyed, and if you have not subscribed to my channel yet, please do subscribe. Thanks for watching.